Well, the arrest of Laurence Fox in London a couple of days ago should send a cold shiver down the spine of every person living in a liberal democracy. Not only because the cops have been used to silence an outspoken political commentator, but because the mainstream media have fallen into line to follow the official narrative, just as they did during the COVID lockdowns and lethal vaccine mandates. 6 cops came to Fox's house on Thursday to arrest him for, according to media reports, suspicion of conspiring to commit criminal damage. Is that even a crime? If it is, it's very subjective. Subjective enough to be used as the cover to clearly intimidate Fox in his own home, hauling him off to the slammer and, as an added insult, taking his kids' mobile devices off as part of their investigation. In a live stream of the arrest, Fox reminded people that the cops couldn't solve the burgeoning knife crime in the city, but did have time to make what is, clearly, a political arrest. He's since been released and divulged in a video today, or a couple of days ago, that his mental health is not the best. I'm not surprised. After being spat in the face by a stranger on the street, he now even feels unsafe in the country of his birth. The media is not sympathetic. What little coverage there is of it in the British media overlooks the political motivations of the arrest or what role Lord Mayor Sadiq Khan played in it, which is probably significant. The Sun newspaper, once a beacon of free speech for working people, called him a conspiracy theorist and accused him of making a, quote, disgusting sexist tirade about journalist Ava Evans, unquote. In Australia, the media has ignored it altogether. If you are exposed to this story at all, the message is clear. Do not resist the new tyranny being imposed around the world, and if someone is reported to have done so, just keep walking and be grateful it wasn't you. This is exactly the world that George Orwell warned us about in the dystopian novel 1984. On the wall outside the BBC building in London is engraved a quote from George Orwell which says, "If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear." Millions have died defending that concept. If any of them were alive today, they'd wonder why they bothered. But Orwell got one thing wrong. 1984 predicts a totalitarian regime that imposes its will over all people. That's not quite how this is turning out. If you espouse the ideology of the woke left, you get a leave pass. Authorities in all supposedly liberal democracies these days routinely ignore people who advocate violence against whites. And our universities are full of courses teaching the fictional colonial guilt of Christianity and Western culture in general. But say something mildly lewd about an obnoxious journalist, as Fox did, or say you plan to vandalise surveillance cameras that are imposing appalling costs on ordinary people, again, as Fox did, and you will lose your job and be arrested. How is this not a story? Well, it's not a story because the media has read the room. A lot of people in countries like Britain and Australia revealed during COVID that they are not interested in freedom. They just want the government to provide for them and make them safe. Those people should be careful what they wish for.